Hey everybody, it's Paul with Reporting Live from my sofa. How's it going today? It's going pretty good here. It is Sunday, so it's No Shave Sunday, which is almost every day for me nowadays. Anyways, today we are going to be going over, yes, I can't believe I'm saying it, Brendt Christensen Ying Ying Zhang updates. There have been a few things that came up. I'm going to review a few different articles here because I found that going through 3 different articles kind of pieced together the information because a lot of it's kind of murky. So without further ado, let's review. So essentially what is going on here is they are now coming out publicly and saying that prosecutors knew potentially about the whereabouts of Ying Ying's remains. And of course this is bombshell evidence, but it's kind of old evidence that for whatever reason people are just it's now hitting the press. And so we're just going to kind of dissect this a little bit because some of it I feel like is a little bit misleading, but some of it gives more backstory and context to why we don't know where her remains are. So with that being said, let's start. So now an attorney for the Chinese scholar Ying Ying Zhang's family said her remains may be in a downstate landfill. And sources say the prosecutor sat on that information for more than 7 months before sharing it with Ying Ying's family. So now this source that's really close to the case is now saying that Christensen actually told his defense attorneys months before his trial where he dumped her body at. The same source said that in late 2018, early 2019, Christensen's defense attorneys went to the federal prosecutors with the info, and the prosecutors did offer him a deal. I'm going to quote this. "Tell us where you put Ying Ying's body and we'll give you immunity from using the information against you at trial." Now, I don't even know how you would do that. So I don't know what that even means. I've heard of, look, we'll take the death penalty off the table, but I mean, how are you not going to use that? There's probably more to that than we know. Let's continue. Now, the same source is saying that Christensen refused and lawyers sat on the information for strategic reasons. Now, the lawyer that represents Ying Ying's family said on July 25th that prosecutors told them that her remains may be in a Vermilion County landfill. And they're saying the reasons they might be in the landfill is because Christensen claimed that he put her body in a dumpster and the contents which would have been taken to a county landfill. And apparently there's 2 operating landfills in Vermilion County, and both run are by Republic Services, and the company representative from Republic Services said they are fully cooperating in this. So there's that. Now, nobody's been able to say yet if they're actually searching the landfills yet. So let's go over to this other article that goes a little bit more into detail about the deal. So Christensen's attorney suggested that the deal would be contingent only on Christensen's providing information about her remains and not actual recovery of the remains because he had no control over whether the remains could be found or not. Now, prosecutors ultimately abandoned that idea in the plea deal because of that, and they basically were like, you know what, he's most likely destroyed these remains. It's going to be impossible to verify any of the details that he could provide anyways. So, they wanted to cover their butts to be like, look, we're not going to, give away the farm. Now, they're supposed to hold a press conference Friday afternoon, but it's been postponed so that the family's attorney can attend this press conference about this information. Now let's go to yet another article that goes a little bit deeper into what her family said. So Ying Ying's family said in a statement in June that they were aware of the offer and they had told prosecutors that they wanted truthful information from Christensen that would allow them to find the remains, but they were leery because he had lied so many times in the past. Of course. So that's pretty much the information I'm getting from it now. Hopefully with this press conference coming out next week, we'll get a little bit more info. Here's my thing on this. Now, again, I also feel like there's information being withheld because if you read between the lines of what they're saying, so in the beginning of this, first of all, he lied about everything. We already know this about the man. So it's understandable that they were like, yeah, then if his attorneys, and I remember we did discuss that aspect of whatever, the deal was going to be, it had to be upon information and not so much them finding the remains. Well, of course they're not going to believe that. And then also it did kind of look like he probably did something pretty heinous to the remains. And if he dismembered her or whatever and took her, to different dumpsters, and she ended up, at these landfills. Well, I mean, 7 months later, how would you even find that? So I don't know if they're all of a sudden now saying, oh yeah, by the way, because it's a huge if. I mean, just to go search the landfill. I mean, we've been watching the Jennifer Dulo stuff where they were searching the landfill. I mean, how long did that take? They didn't come up with anything. So they didn't even know for sure, if he was lying about doing that or not. So the whole thing is just awful. And, this is just one of those cases where we didn't get to watch it play out in court, but just even following it through, Twitter and the newspaper and stuff like that. I mean, this guy is just really heinous. He is victimized, obviously, Ying Ying. Her family is broken over this, and they are continually being victimized by not having her remains. I mean, this is devastating to her. I mean, she was their world, and to not be able to bring her back is even worse. And so, this guy, he has no soul. And hopefully something can come of it. I mean, something that they could, obviously finding her remains would be the best thing, but even if there was just something that they could get that could give that sense of closure to them to be able to go home and have that. I hope they can find that. I hope they get information on this. Now, we're going to be following this here at the Sofa Squad, obviously. So tune in again, and we'll keep going as this comes out. Like I said, next week there's going to be a press conference, so we should get some more info then. So that's all I have for now. I hope everybody's having a great weekend and a great week ahead. If you want to subscribe and know when I'm coming, make sure you click the bell. There's lots of links in the descriptions to social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, as well as a lot of links to my new podcast, which has different information about the cases in it. So be sure and check that out on Stitcher, Google Play, Anchor, you name it, Spotify. Other than that, I love you guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.